inside the Niger Delta.
Welcome back to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. It's no longer news that the former managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, and one-time presidential advisor on Niger Delta affairs, Chief ND Timi Alaibe, is in the race for the governorship of Bayelsa State. Chief Alaibe, who recently picked up the nomination form to contest the governorship primaries on the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), says he intends to sustain and build on the towering achievements of outgoing Governor Henry Siriake Dixon when elected to serve the people of Bayelsa State as their next governor.
In confirmation of earlier speculations about his interest in the governorship of Bayelsa State, Chief Alaibe recently picked the PDP governorship nomination and expression of interest forms to secure its ticket ahead of the November 16 governorship election in Bayelsa State. After a brief ceremony at the Wadata Plaza, the principal of politics, as he is fondly called in Bayelsa State, fielded questions from reporters.
I come with quite a lot of experience in public sector, as you know, and also in private sector. And I come with quite a lot of goodwill and reputation and character. These are the ingredients that you look for in leadership.
A former managing director and chief executive officer of the NDDC, Alaibe brings experience and expertise to bear in the governorship of Bayelsa State. As governor of Bayelsa State, Alaibe, one-time presidential advisor on Niger Delta affairs, intends to focus on the challenges of unemployment and youth restiveness, which he hopes to address with the implementation of a robust economic diversification policy in Bayelsa State.
For us, Blue Ocean projects are key to creation of jobs, to creation of employment for our people, and to growing the economy of Bayelsa State. It is critical that we utilize the advantage of having the longest coastline. You know, Bayelsa State has the longest coastline in Nigeria, and we want to be able to utilize that advantage, you know, in growing jobs. Get road infrastructure to the ocean, which has not happened yet. So far, the governor has taken the road, one of the roads, to a place called Ikeremo. We are going to extend that to a place called Age, where we have the ocean, the deep sea port activity. That will change the economic landscape of our state, and also on the brass axis.
On his choice of the PDP as a platform to pursue his governorship ambition, Alaibe explained that it is the only party whose ideals reflect the true aspirations of the Ijaw people and their neighbors in the Niger Delta.
This party, which is an Ijaw party, meet the aspirations of its people. This is the only party that understands the dynamics of the Niger Delta. This is the only party that understands the challenges of the Niger Delta, the environmental challenges of the Niger Delta, the infrastructural challenges of the Niger Delta, the socio-political challenges of the Niger Delta, and the economic challenges of the Niger Delta. This is the only party that understands.
Alaibe, who is impressed with the cohesiveness of the party under the leadership of Governor Siriake Dixon, says if given the opportunity to serve Bayelsans as their next governor, he will consolidate on the achievements of the incumbent governor.
We are going to, as governor, consolidate on the good work, great work that our governor, Honorable Henry Siriake Dixon, has done, especially his work in areas of critical infrastructure in the education sector, his investment in education, his investment in the health sector, and other critical infrastructural projects. For us as vision, we will espouse our belief of using government as a social investment platform in the implementation of social infrastructural projects, security, health, and the environment. But more importantly, we will espouse our interests in using governance or government as an enabler for the maintenance of a conducive environment, peaceful and conducive environment to attract private sector capital, private sector experience, and private sector strategy in implementing accelerated economic development.
The current governor has performed wonderfully. Achievements galore, all fields. That means he has become the measurement rod for good governance in Bayelsa State. So that the next governor to take over will be somebody that can add value and not below. And I consider Timi Alaibe, the credentials he has, will be the best person that will suit that purpose.
On a few occasions in the past, Alaibe had cause to withdraw from the governorship race in what is generally described as an uncommon demonstration of selflessness.
In 2002, when I stepped into the political arena in Bayelsa State, I had to pull out many times in the middle of the contest, not out of timidity or weakness or lack of support base to win elections. Far from it. I have always taken a decision when it became clear for me that to achieve my goal, I will have to swim in blood of fellow citizens by matching violence with violence. Instead of this, I have always chosen the path of peace at the risk of my political career. Why should I create orphans and widows just because I want to win political office?
For most Bayelsans, this is the right time for the Opokuma-born politician to actualize his dream of taking Bayelsa State to greater heights.
Timi Alaibe is a name synonymous with development and a name synonymous with excitement also, and also happiness. Everybody is happy simply because Timi Alaibe is coming.
The credibility of your messenger determines how the message will be taken by those who will receive it. So I believe Timi Alaibe is that messenger that will bring about the much needed growth and development to our people.
He has been a one-time NDDC chairman. We can trace his antecedents and know what he has done. He is capable of taking us to where we ought to be as a state. It's good that we have people like him and coming up as one of the aspirants to make sure that Bayelsa is what we call it as the glory of all lands.
Before he joined politics almost 2 decades ago, Alaibe had strut his stuff in the banking and financial sectors and intends to utilize his private sector background to run an efficient and innovative government in Bayelsa State.
Inside the Niger Delta. He's one of Bayelsa's finest, a world-class economist, businessman, banker, politician, and administrator par excellence. Timi Alaibe, former Executive Director, Finance and Administration, and later Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, former Special Advisor to the President on Niger Delta Affairs, and Coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Timi Alaibe, hero of the Niger Delta, Timi Alaibe, distinguished son of Bayelsa State. Timi, now is your time. Bayelsa needs you. Timi, we need you. This message is powered by Bayelsans for Good Governance. Inside the Niger Delta.